What is going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back again for another announcement video in sport. Not quite announcement, but Spurs looks like they have completed a transfer, the very first transfer of this January transfer window, a much needed transfer as well, and it is the transfer of Souza from Santos, the 19-year-old left back. We have got the here we go from Fabrizio Romano. He is on his way to Tottenham Hotspur. You can see the tweet right here, Romano tweeting Souza to Tottenham, here we go. Deal in place for 15 million euros. Fee as verbal agreement has been reached. Travel scheduled on Sunday after deal agreed with agency Bertolocci Sports and Santos accepting payment terms. Documents to be exchanged this weekend, then all sealed. Ali Gold has added on to that. Spurs have agreed a £13 million deal for Santos left back Souza, as per Edward Burgess. Medical for the 19-year-old take place in the coming days. As Thomas Frank has been indicated in recent weeks, the defender is set to be one for now and the future, long-term solutions being short-term ones. Will compete with Destiny on the left and eventually allow Jed Spence to compete with Pedro Porro on the right. So much needed transfer happening at Tottenham Hotspur. Finally, a left-footed left back coming into the squad to compete with Destiny Udogie, which has been a long time coming. We've been overplaying Destiny Udogie. He's been one, obviously he's been injury ravaged for the last 2.5 years, and we've much needed some long-term competition for him. He is only 19 years of age. Now, looking at his career so far, he's very, very young, quite inexperienced, 24 games in this year for Santos in the top division. He played 8 games in the second division last season in the Brazilian league. So only really 29 games, 29 games in the top division in his career for Santos. So he does come in as a very inexperienced player, although he has a lot of potential. A lot of kind of experts have been saying this guy this guy is the real deal. This guy has a lot of potential to come in, and he's very athletic. He's got a really good left foot, really good crossing ability. He's got 5 goal contributions for Santos in his career at this young age. Apparently, Carlo Ancelotti is a big fan of his and has been eyeing him up potentially as a call-up for the Brazil squad as well. So as much as this is not the kind of ready-made peak age player that a lot of fans are looking for, there are definitely reasons to be excited for his arrival. It allows Destiny Udogie as well some much-needed competition on that left-hand side. He definitely as well is in line with how we want to play our fullbacks. He's got a lot of energy. He's very, very physical. He's very combative as well. He likes to get involved in duels. He's very good at getting down the left-hand side, and he's got a good cross on him as well. If we look at some of his stats, this is kind of how he matches up as like an attacking fullback. We can see tackles, interceptions, quite strong in that metric. He gets a lot of crosses into the penalty area. He's quite good at tackling his dribblers who are taking him on as well. Successful take-ons. He's a good dribbler. You can see 90th percentile for successful take-ons and carries into the penalty area. So he likes to get forward. He likes to join the attack. He's also another option. And he's quite good at getting assists as well, albeit his aerial percentage is quite low, which is something to look at. You can see his carries are low, but his carries into the final third and penalty area are high. So that tells me when he does carry the ball, it is very high up the pitch, and he's very threatening when he gets into the final third. Tackles, interceptions, as you can see, very high. So he gets involved as duels. He doesn't shirk that responsibility. How he compares to our current fullback options. So Jed Spence right now, he's kind of our current option at left back. You can see here, Souza is in red, Spence is on the right-hand side. Souza performs very well in the attacking metrics, carries into the penalty area, take-ons, crosses into the box, tackles, interceptions as well, much more combative than Jed Spence. This is Spence this season as well, up against other fullbacks. Where Spence beats him out is overall carries and his aerials one. He's much better aerially than Souza. So I think physically, maybe in that sense, Spence has the beating of Souza. He's also very close when it comes to how many times he tackles, his percentage of dribblers tackled. So when wingers are taking him on, how often he gets the better of him in those one-on-one situations. They're very close, but Souza actually just about beating him, which is very impressive considering Spence is known as one of the better one-on-one fullbacks in the Premier League. Souza clearly performing quite well on those metrics. But when it comes to expected assists, shot creating actions, goal creating actions, Souza beats him out on those metrics. But obviously he is playing in the Brazilian league. So that's quite interesting how he matches up with Jed Spence. When it comes to Destiny Udogie, this is obviously how he's performed this season. Souza again performing quite impressively. Udogie getting more assists, more shot creating actions, but Souza more expected assists and more goal creating actions. Udogie winning on carries, but when it comes to carries in the final third and carries in penalty, almost identical for carries in the penalty area and into the final third, which goes to show their similar style, how they like to support the attack. Successful take on Souza much better, so he dribbles a lot more and maybe a lot more successfully than Udogie. Puts in a lot more crosses than Destiny Udogie, which we know Udogie's not much of a crosser. He's more of a he likes to low drill passes, and Souza very much performs more cross into the box. Tackles and interceptions performs much higher. Dribblers tackled, Udogie very poor this season. I think is much worse than in previous seasons. Souza obviously performs much better, and aerially as well, better than Udogie. So I think how you compare him to Udogie is they're quite similarly going forward, but it seems as though he's better at dribbling, puts in more crosses, and defensively seems to perform better as well, much more combative than Udogie when it comes to that. So I think when you look at the data, the underlying metrics, how he kind of stacks up compared to our current left-back options, I think he definitely performs admirably, and I think there's reasons to believe this guy is a real high prospect. And the only, obviously, what you would say is the caveat is he's quite inexperienced. Performing in the Brazilian league is very different to performing in the Premier League, and he's very young. So how it translates to the Premier League, it remains to be seen. Because he's going to come straight into the first team. He's going to be competing with Destiny Udogie straight away, albeit he is very young. So I think might be some bedding in period. There might be some adaptation period. Obviously, Udogie's going to be back soon, so the need for him is not going to be as much as he would have come in at the beginning of the window. But I, for one, I'm delighted we've got a signing through the door. Hopefully, it's the first of many. We're going to need a big January transfer window with the likes of Bergvall, Kudus, Rodrigo Bentancur, all picking up significant injuries on top of the likes of Maddison, Kulusevski and Solanke still remaining injured. So Tottenham need to get to work in this transfer window, but we have got the ball rolling. Souza is the first name through the door. We're just away an official announcement now, but we have the here we go from Fabrizio Romano. Let me know in the comment section below, what are your thoughts on this transfer? What are your thoughts on bringing Souza through the door? Is this a good signing? Is this just another flash in the pan, another example of Tottenham signing a potential rather than a ready-made star? Or do you really believe this guy could be the next big thing and it's really good competition for Destiny Udogie? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on you Spurs.